Hello, everybody. Welcome back to What If Civilization Started Over? We are on episode 64 of the series. In the last episode, we saw the peace treaty for World War V commence, and a lot of countries changed forms, changed shapes, and some even disappeared and fractured, while others gained strength. If I'm gonna be honest with you here, I forgot to get rid of some guys' capitals, so we're just going to have to do that. I don't think I missed too much. I only missed the Arabian Union, I think. I don't think I missed anything else. Holy lag. I do not think I missed anything else. But once again, if you guys enjoy these videos, please make sure to leave a like to the video and subscribe to the channel. Uh, we're like at 997 right now. We are super close to 1,000. So if you just hit that subscribe button, um, if you're not already, then that'd be very appreciated. And once we reach 1,000, that's gonna be like my dream goal for YouTube, to be honest. But anyways, let's go ahead and start today's video. Now, let's start it over here with the I guess Angolan Union. Now, the Angolan Union is a very powerful country, and they recently annexed the Congo. They annexed some areas of Ethiopia, Kenya, and then of course Tanzania. We're gonna go ahead and see this country do some moves. But first we're gonna see some power rankings. I feel like we need some power rankings. And the last power rankings was top 50, and like half of those nations don't even exist anymore. So we're only gonna do top 10 because that's all I have time for now. This is gonna be a medium-sized episode, I think, so about like 15 minutes. But let's get rid of all of this. There you go. So the number one most powerful country in the world right now is the Arabian Union. At number one, of course, they have emerged victorious from the war, and the North Indian Federation has died. But number two is surprisingly China. China has also remained victorious in their war against the terrorists, which, by the way, were like a mini Mongol empire, which then they kind of fell, and the terrorists were a very large bloc, and now they are a Chinese occupied area. So that's very sad. Number three is going to go ahead and be Egypt. They are in the Arabian Union's alliance, and they're just a very strong country overall. No, not that. Stop! Number four is the Southern French Union. They have, I think, gone down one tier. Previously, they were number three, but they've lost that to Egypt, which has, they've only taken a little bit of territory out of Sudan. However, their economy and military is really great after the war. And of course, like I said, number four is the Southern French Union. Number five is this new African Angolan Union. They are number five. They are very powerful, and they're the most powerful country. Well, I guess except Egypt, but they're the most powerful country in Central/Southern Africa. I guess both of those. And number six is gonna go ahead and be this country right here, which is the I guess the Northeastern Union of America. I guess you can also call this the Michigan, New York. I guess you could just call it New York or Rhode Island or Michigan. I don't know what to call this. It's number six. Number seven, by the way, 6-7. Number seven is Atlantis. They're number seven. Number eight is gonna be the South Chinese country, just chilling over here. Number nine is gonna go ahead and be Sri Lanka, while 10 is gonna go to Russia. So these are the top 10 rankings for the countries of the world in I want to say the year. I don't know what the year would be. I think it's around 2015. It's about 2019 in the world, and once again, technology, all that stuff is advancing really rapidly, and this is updated. So I do have this stuff updated. As we can see, this is the population layer. A lot of stuff has changed, because borders have changed. But overall, there's a lot of populated countries in the world. If we look at stability, there are some countries who have gained stability, but most notably, a lot of countries who lost stability, like countries over here that just formed in the Americas or gained a lot more land. You also have countries over here and back over here who are still very unstable from the war, and even places like Sri Lanka, which are pretty much prone to collapse. However, other places that are big, like the Angolan Union, do have some like revolts happening, some small revolts happening, which actually shouldn't make them a lime. It should be a yellow. I think that'd be more fitting due to the fact that they do have some rebellions. And then if we look at the army map, I don't think this is updated. Maybe it is. Okay, it is. So, whoa. The army map is very interesting. And I think some of this is still a little wrong. I may be wrong on that though, but some of this I think is a little wrong. I will have to change this eventually. But anyways, let's get back over to the stuff over here in Africa. We're gonna see this country be a little bit scandalous. They are going to go over here to the blue team. What is happening right here? They're gonna go over here to the blue team, and they're gonna say, "Hey, do you want to join us?" And the blue team is like, "No." The blue team, understandably mad at this, is gonna go back to the blue team and say, "Why are you why do you want us to join you? If we wanted to join you, we would do it ourselves." And then the blue team's gonna go to the blue team and say, "Join the blue team because we're the blue team." There are like so many blue countries. I just realized I need to get rid of the blues. Like there are so many blue countries. I don't know what is with me in blue countries, but I like did a thing and like an altsen with a group chat with altsen and stuff like and people like that. And dude, I did not realize how many blue countries that are in this wicso, especially after everyone got independence. But anyways, let's uh let's go ahead and see what happened. So this, I guess, Republic of the Congo country really doesn't want to join them, especially after they've kind of pressured them to. So weirdly enough, this new country, who's once again pretty, or not new country, but it's unstable, is going to go ahead and start their invasion of the dark blue team. This is going to get condemned by a lot of countries in the world. However, they're going to be victorious as no one really dares to aid this blue country. I guess the Congese country. They cut off a lot of troops over here in this region and continue to kind of move forward. However, the dark blue team is very nationalistic, and I'm pretty sure they were a participant in the War of Africa back in episode 42, and they've had military experience, so they will go ahead and be able to retrieve these troops back and get them back into their front line over here to make a better front line and an easier front line to fight. So they will do that and hold a front line that looks like this. The Angolan Union, however, will sweep around, kind of do something like that, which is a very interesting move. And now the dark blue country is kind of contemplating its existence because, like, this is a large country going after you, but it's not really going that well. In an outside country, the Arabian Union is going to go ahead and say, "Hey, you should probably stop this. Stop the war. Stop this war that's happening." And they're going to fund the dark blue team. The Angolans are like, that's not very nice of you." The Angolans are going to say, "Screw the Arabian Union. I don't like you anymore." But that doesn't really matter because these guys are going to push back now, and they're going to push back very good. They take back this major city with these new Arabian, new Arabian equipment. They're easily able to push back the Angolan country. What is it? What is happening? And they even managed to push into some parts of the Angolan country, taking a major city. The Angolans, very angry about this, are going to go ahead and form up a better front line, which is over here fighting in the regions near the capital, which makes the troops over here have to come back, and they fight back and take some land, as the Arabian Union's equipment far outweighs the equipment of the Angolans. Or I guess now they just African Union. The African Union, we could call it the African Union. And, well, they are going to be making some pushes near the capital in this region. However, we can see that the Congese quickly push them back and encircle this area. And in a humiliating defeat, we will see that the Angolans will push out, or I guess the African Union will get out of the Congo. But they will demand territory, and they will get some territory. And humiliatingly, they will only get this small portion of land. But we also see this area of land, which is a northern piece of land, mostly just doesn't. It's not really worth anything. Uh, but it is disputed territory between the, I guess, Gabonese country and the African Union. But at this point, a kind of international alliance is going to pop up, similar to the UN, the AN, uh, you know, all that type of stuff. This will be known as the Council of Nations, or the CN, and uh, the most important members are going to be joining first, which are going to be the Angolan, or the African Union. Keep calling it the Angolan Union, the Arabian Union, China, the French Union, Russia, and finally, the only American country that would be in the Security Council is going to be just, I guess, America now. I guess you can really just call this America. I mean, of course, it doesn't cover all the North American, South American, or both of them combined, but it covers a good portion of, you know, Carolina, which was previously invaded by this, the Midwest, and also the Northeast. I'll just call this America. But then we're gonna go ahead and see the members that are just going to be joining this. Um, the that are just they're just gonna be joining this. So of course we have Egypt, the Caucasian Union, Iraq, Persia, the Ottomans, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Bosnia, Germany, Finland. We got Sweden. So these are the first couple of countries that are joining the Federation, or not the Federation, the Council of Nations. As we can see, we have a lot of countries. Uh, Obviously, the places that have just been invaded or been released, or allies. Most of them are a part of the Council of Nations for protection. And then there's also just some others, like the Australian countries who have made up. We have other countries like South Africa who just want to be a part of this. Generally, this will be a very important thing in the future that we will have to worry about. But anyways, let's go ahead and focus on some more diplomacy and some more wars. Let's head over here to Central Asia, where we see this country over here, I guess in Uzbekistan, or like Kyrgyzstan, or Tajikistan. I don't even know. But what I do know is that this country has some interesting stuff happening within it. There's a region within it, and I can go ahead and select that region. Let me get the region. It's basically all of this half, who is basically campaigning for independence. Now, this area is like so. Okay, let's talk about this country. This country has done nothing for the past, I don't know how long. But they're gonna be doing something now. And just notice that this country is, or I guess this region right here, is a breakaway state, and they are doing horrible things to these people, and in turn, these people are doing horrible things to these people, and they're just killing their own citizens, which is not a good thing. This is what it actually looks like, which just makes it look even worse. And well, these areas are actively kind of dealing it out with each other, and it's just not going well for either side. And there's the new Council of Nations. They can do something about this, right? Well, the Arabian Union, a self-proclaimed democratic country, which to be fair, they are a democratic nation. They are gonna go over and well, they're gonna bomb this country. They're gonna bomb Kyrgyzstan. And they're doing this because, well, frankly, they feel like this can help and this could spread awareness. But that can't spread awareness. That can spread awareness that maybe the Arabian Union isn't a good country, with ethics. I mean, they did just take over a bunch of land over here in Ethiopia and Sudan and Arabia. So they start bombing these areas and causing a new pro-Arabian rebellion to happen, which is a kind of like a bluish country right here. But then the red team over here is going to send in their troops, and they are going to start invading into this region right here. They don't align themselves to any group, and this is becoming the Syria of our timeline, as this area is absolutely getting destroyed. And it's getting absolutely horrible within this whole country, as it's just getting kind of rampage. And the original green Kyrgyzstan government is kind of not, they're kind of lost in the head on what they want to do. Of course, they want to spawn a front line and eventually be able to push back. However, there's a looming factor of other countries around them also trying to join in. And it gets worse as there is a new group up north. They're just a group. And with this, it really starts to go horrible. And this place is becoming a human rights kind of bastion of horribleness. Horrible things are happening. People are wondering how this nation is still existing. And frankly, I would be too. As it's just in chaos. We will be back with whatever is happening here in a later episode. But for now, let's go ahead and focus on to Europe. This European Economic Alliance has been helping out the continent a lot recently, and they are going to get some new members onto their economic alliance. These are being Sicily, Romania, Bosnia, as well as Bulgaria and Greece. This is to create a better future of Europe in economic and stability, prosperity. Countries around Europe want to join us, and even countries around the world want to join us due to the popularity of this. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first video that I've recorded in a while, and we're already back to whatever's happening in this country. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. 1,000 subscribers by October, which probably going to get there by October. We might even get 1.1k before October. I'm not aiming for that, though. I'm not going to aim for any more subscriber goals after this because 1k is pretty cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.